Hi, I'm Cynthia for Arby's.com, and I am with Tracy from TierraCast, and we are actually in Tucson for the Gem and Mineral Show. And Tracy, you're going to show us a quick view of the new collection, and then we're going to make a pair of earrings together.
Yes, okay. Yay. So our new collection is, we've had a line of Hammertone, what we call our Hammertone line for many, many years, and it's just has a lovely kind of distressed hammered texture. And so this launch is an expansion of that line, and especially a couple of pieces that are especially geared towards seed beaters. So we're very excited about it.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
I love seed beads.
We know that about you.
Okay, so they're here, and let's show what you have.
So our previous products in the line, there's many rings. We have some several sizes of round rings and some ovals, and so we've done an extra large ring, which is about 1.25 inches in diameter. And we have a couple of teardrop components that are really fun for embellishing either inside or outside with either wire wrapping or seed beads. And we have these two new little components that are, we're calling them bead around or stitch around. I've forgotten already what we're naming them. But the idea is that we size them specifically for size 8 seed beads was what we used when we were developing them, so they'll fit a certain number of size 8 seed beads around them.
So we have an example here.
Yes, yeah. That's this really one is the, I think the 18 millimeter, and the smaller one is 15 millimeters.
Okay, such a great idea. Love it.
Yeah. So then we also have, we've had cones before in that texture for a long time, but we have always had customers say we need bigger, taller cones.
Right.
So we pushed our product development team mercilessly, and this is about 18 millimeters high, I think, and a really nice, maybe 8 millimeter inside diameter.
That's a good size.
Yeah, nice and roomy, good for tassels, good for cords.
Right.
And then we have a nice new pinch bail that's really large.
Nice.
Yeah.
We love TierraCast bells.
Good to know. Magnetic clasp, just a very nice little shape. It's really small and kind of elegant, and it's magnetic.
Very
really nice, strong magnets. And then we have, when we did our finishing touches launch in the fall, we did, I was shooting for different finishes. When we did our finishing touches launch in the fall, we one of the components was what we called a stitch-in, and the idea is you can finish seed bead work with these, and these are sized to about the same size as a size 8 seed bead, but you can use it with many like shaped beads, size 11 seed beads. It really has a lot of potential for that kind of thing. So this is a new version, and it's slightly wider, and it has the nice hammertone texture.
Great, and we're going to use those to do our project.
We are going to use that piece for our project. Now these little components, they come in 2 sizes, and we've had these beads for a couple of years, and they're designed to fit 2 millimeter cord. So this one is a 6 millimeter width, and so you can fit 3 strands. And then we also have 4 millimeter, so it fits 2 strands. So we had the beads for a very long time. So that one's the bead, and we want to show you the bead. Maybe if we can find one. So we've had the beads for 2 or 3 years. Maybe longer. It's all a blur. And we decided we needed ends to go with them. So, and what's fun about these components is they're crimpable. So you can use parallel pliers or flat nose pliers and secure your materials to them. So that's a really nice feature of those. Let's see, some new posts.
Those are really nice, simple.
Yeah, right. These little red pieces are just, that's a production thing. We put those on there to, when we're working with them in bulk, you don't want them tangling up and or stabbing the staff, so we use these little things on them. But it's a very nice little round domed post. So just a nice addition to our post offerings there. And then dagger beads and these little rondelle spacer beads.
Those are so much fun. And dagger beads?
The dagger beads are exciting because, the check glass dagger beads are just so popular. And so these are a single hole. You can get those dagger beads in single and double hole, I think.
Yes.
These are just single, but they're the same size, so they work really nicely
great.
with. And we're going to use those in the project that you're going to do too. And so that's it. That's what will be coming out early February.
Okay, so we're going to start our project, and we're going to make those really cute earrings. And we are using the new daggers, and then I always have a hard time remembering the stitch.
The stitch-in link.
Stitching links. Okay. And you're gonna help me, right?
I'm gonna help you. Actually, I'll do one along with you so that we can work together. So we've got some nice colored beading wire. We've got some size 11 seed beads. We've got some little faceted spacers. That's one of our products.
Oh, nice.
And we'll need some crimp beads and some dagger beads. So let's see. We need. I don't want to use the brass.
Yeah, I'm thinking what finish. So I'm gonna do the gold plated.
So depending on how many of the dagger beads and how big you want your loop,
Right.
the smaller one uses just 2 spacer beads
Okay.
per pair. I mean per earring, not per pair.
I think I'm gonna do the big one.
Yeah. And need myself a stitch-in link and here's where I need to decide all the metal dagger beads, or should I mix in some a colored bead?
Right.
I think I'll just go with the metal dagger beads.
And I want to use some of these beautiful colors. Let's see, 2 of these.
Crimp beads. You'll need 1 crimp bead for each earring.
Okay.
And you can use the posts. I'm going to put ear wires on mine, but
I think I'm going to use the post. Yes. And I'm going to make the post copper. Yeah. Let's do mixed metal, just for fun.
Okay. And I'm going to go with the traditional Tucson colorway. I'm going to use the turquoise with my copper.
Ooh.
So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 beads. Or thereabouts.
Okay.
And then, did you choose your beading wire yet?
No.
Okay. I'm going to use a turquoise, and I don't need a very long piece. I only need about 3 or 4 inches.
Okay. And I never know what is a inches. Can you show me about that? Okay.
Yeah, it's just some pretty small little loops, so. My glasses are usually on top of my head, but they fell off a little bit ago, and they're still on the floor under the chair.
So do you start stringing first and then go to the link, or is it better to start with the link and then go down?
Oh, you know what? Bead stoppers. I have some somewhere. I haven't made these since, when we were preparing for the trip.
Okay.
So I have to remember how I did it. And now I'm remembering that those little...
ask you tricky questions here.
Yeah, the little bead stoppers come in really handy here.
Okay.
So, let's see. Best way to start. I'm going to thread one end through my stitch-in link, one of the loops. And then I'm going to thread on 1 seed bead.
I forgot my seed bead.
Oh, need seed beads?
I thought there was something wrong here. This color, sorry. Oh, this.
Oh, that's going to be a pretty palette.
So 1 seed bead and then a spacer, right?
Mm-hmm. You went through the stitch-in link first?
Did,
okay,
yes.
And so then you got a seed bead, a crimp, and a seed bead.
And a seed bead.
And then thread your wire through that second spaced loop on the link.
Oh, you did a crimp?
I did a seed bead, a crimp, and a seed bead.
Okay. So seed bead. So a seed bead, a crimp, and a seed bead.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I went through the second loop.
And this is the tricky part.
Yeah.
Try to get the seed bead in there. There we go. You just jump. go.
So now here's where I put the little bead stopper on the end. That way I can start stringing and not worry about my threads pulling out.
Yes. And then seed bead,
spacer, dagger bead.
Are you doing the three? The big
I'm
one,
doing the 3. What are you going to do? You're going to do the bigger one?
Yes, the bigger one.
Okay.
So
you're just going to alternate then. Seed bead, dagger, until you have all those.
And then another dagger. I really love those daggers. They're really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're going fast.
I'll slow down. And I'm only doing the 3, so.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
There, almost there. And then a seed bead, spacer seed bead.
Oh, see, and I forgot my second spacer. And this is, it's up to the designer kind of project.
Right.
I can use however many spacers and however many beads. I do like using at least a medium beading wire for this project, so it'll hold that hoop space a little bit, shape a little bit, and not get stretched out. You could use heavy beading wire too, but you'd need to make sure that you can fit 2 strands of it through your crimp bead. So make sure your crimp bead fits your beading wire.
Okay.
So then we've got all our stuff on there, and I'm going to take off. No, actually I'm not. I'm going to leave my bead stopper on there and string the end of my wire.
So you're going back?
I'm going back up through the loops on the link and back through the crimp bead and out the other side.
So back through the loop, back through the seed bead, and then the crimp tube, and then the seed bead.
And then I end up with this.
Okay.
And now it's probably safe to take off my bead stopper.
And let's see, there we go.
And then I'm tightening it all up. And I'm going to take my crimping pliers. Now I'm not going to try and do the professional type of crimp because you can't there's not enough room in there for me to get the crimp pliers in there. So I'm not going to try and curl it over. I'm just going to flatten it.
Okay.
So I'm going to go up in there with the front part of the crimping pliers. So I guess technically you could do this with chain nose pliers too.
Right, so I'm going to use...
And I'm just going to flatten and test it a little bit before to make sure I flattened it enough. And then trim left for wire. You could also thread the ends of your wire through a couple of the beads if you wanted.
That is
or
really
just
cute.
trim it off right here,
And we're making them an earring, but I can see that as a pendant. That would be really cute too. So let me trim my wire too. And then it's just a jump ring and the ear wire, right?
Or post.
Yes,
whatever.
I wanted to use the post, yes. And because I use kind of a copper color dagger here, I'm using I want to use the copper finish post too.
So, I'm sorry, say that again. My attention wandered.
No, I was just explaining that the reason why I'm using the copper finish is because I want to kind of have the same colors here.
Yeah, good design decision. So now you need a jump ring. If I was using an ear wire, I could just hook the ear wire loop on there. But you're going to use a post, so you'll need the jump ring.
And let's see. This one. Thank you.
So many tools to choose from.
My husband always said, "Do you need all those tools?"
Yes.
And I was exactly. It's like, really?
And more.
And more. There is never enough. It's like beads. So that was a very quick project, really cute. Just love it. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's really nice. Yeah, I love your Tucson colors. That's really cool.
So pretty simple, very quick.
Yes.
Oh, and I love that there's a lot of colored beading wires out there, so you can, not that you can even see much of it, but
Right.
depending on the seed beads you're using, if they're translucent, then your
That's
beading wire will kind of accent the color a little bit.
That's true.
So.
Yes. That was great, Tracy. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.